Here it is, already April the 8th. It's been 70 degrees now for about probably 5 or 6 days, and the Zoysia is still dormant. Well, unfortunately, if you use a product called weed and feed, what happens is the Zoysia just continues to sit there and become still dormant, and everything else around it explodes in growth. I had this problem 2 years ago when I transplanted these. This was no bigger than my fist when I transplanted it. As you can see, there's transplants all the way down this row here, and that's how they grew. But as soon as I put down the weed and feed, all this grass around it just crowded out the Zoysia, and it really messed things up. I had to pick out, I had to pick out the clover and the crabgrass, which exploded. So what happens with Zoysia is, once you transplant it, the best thing to do is just let it go. Zoysia does what it wants when it wants to, and it really doesn't start to grow around here in southern Ohio until about the middle of May. This won't get green until May somewhere, and start to really grow and spread. When it does, it spreads in a direction that you just never guess where it goes. So just let it go. Don't feed it, because Zoysia is impossible to feed. It really is. So what I did is take a spot sprayer and spray around it with a spot sprayer to kill the crabgrass, and used a small amount of preen, which does not carry any type of fertilizer, and then it'll spread by itself. Like here's an area where clover. Now you have to get rid of clover. You can either dig it out or spot spray it, but clover will kill Zoysia. It'll kill it. So you have to remove all the clover and creeping, what do they call that? Creeping Charlie. That real small ivy looking stuff. That'll kill Zoysia also. Yeah, it'll kill it. It'll destroy it. Zoysia takes a lot of sun and a lot of water. So just what you do is you just water it without the weeds, spot spray it, and you will have Zoysia. If you don't, if you put weed and feed on Zoysia, everything else will crowd around it and it will not grow properly. So you just have to let it go. See how I just took small plugs that were smaller than my hand, some were only this big, and let each plug develop a lot of water, a lot of sun. Zoysia will not grow in shade. Same principle over here. Don't use weed and feed, or else you're going to end up with everything else but Zoysia, because Zoysia grows in the warmth from May, June, July, August, September, and then it starts to dry out in October. So you can tell a little bit where I had to spray it last year, but it will grow by itself. It just kind of grows every which way, and eventually this row will become Zoysia along with the other row, which will probably take about 6 or 7 more years to completely grow through with pure Zoysia. Once you have a patch of Zoysia, it's easier to maintain, because you can spot spray that in about 2 seconds, and then the rest will spread by itself. If you don't get the clover out, if you don't get the creeping Charlie out, it will kill it.